Este es un podcast de Ibero 90.9. Las palabras pertenecen al aire. Y el viento no tiene por qué llevárselas. Con la llegada de los podcasts, la radio vive otra oportunidad. Esto es Segundo Aire. Conversaciones que el aire nos trajo, pero el viento no se pudo llevar. Todos los jueves, encuentra un nuevo episodio con lo mejor de la propuesta cultural y musical de Ibero 90.9.
Es extraño, pero en un abrir y cerrar de ojos pueden pasar 20 años. Warpaint, la banda de Los Ángeles, California, ha experimentado esta rara sensación. Pareciera que fue ayer cuando John Frusciante mezcló su primer EP a mediados de los 2000. En el escenario o en el aire, el tiempo pasa igual de rápido. En el detrás de escenas del Corona Capital, festival que está cercano a su mayoría de edad, Valeria Estrada, locutora de Ibero 90.9 FM, volvió a encontrarse con Estela Mosgagua y Jeremy Lee Lindbergh, baterista y bajista de la banda que fue parte del line-up. Valeria recuerda con precisión y nostalgia que Warpaint fue su primera entrevista hace más de una década. Sobre la zona de confort, el sentido de competencia, la hermandad entre mujeres y feminidad, en este segundo aire con Warpaint.
So I'm really excited to interview you because actually, Stella, I interviewed you like maybe 10 or 11 years ago.
Wow.
You were my very first interview for this radio station when I started working here. And you were so nice, by the way.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's really nice to hear.
So this is a very special interview for me. And it's wild to think that you've come so far. And it's been so many years along the way. 20 years of Warpaint. How are you feeling about that?
Feeling emotional, sentimental, nostalgic, but it's just so nice that we can be back in Mexico. It's one of our favorite places to play. It's where I feel like we get such an amazing reception from fans and from the audience that it feels like a dream.
Actually, I don't know if you remember that you played at a venue in like 2011 in a tiny, tiny venue called Voila. I'm not sure if you had joined. I mean, it was, yeah, you would have been in the band. You only had your first EP. And that's when I met you. Like, that's when I first listened to your music. It was like a really tiny venue with like red background. It was insane. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Mexico City?
Yeah, the venue is called Voila. Yeah.
If it was 2011, we were already.
I think actually you played the Fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was before the record came out. I don't know, like maybe it was a song or something. I have no idea.
It's insane, but I think it was maybe your first time in Mexico City, and then you came here at Corona Capital as well, and now you're coming back. Well, you're here today. Have you experienced like a difference of, like playing so many festivals throughout the year, like right now, playing here tonight? Does it feel like when you were here in, I think, 2016, or do you feel like more grown up as people, or how are you feeling?
I think, well, that's a lot. I think 2016, so that's 7 or 8 years ago. And we were just talking about when we pulled up, I was like, this is so weird because we just got here like an hour ago that it's dark. And I don't remember being here when it was dark. So that's different. But mature, I think, yes, a little bit more mature in different phases of our lives, doing different things. Emily has a kid now, and I think we've just like mellowed out a bit, but it feels good. It feels really good. It might feel like the best, I think, that it's ever has, which is good.
So it's no more like after the show you go drinking or party. It's just like, okay, we're moms now. We just chill out.
I mean, I still like to get the jujus out, but definitely keep the partying to a minimum just because it just hurts. It hurts too much these days.
I feel you.
That's the aging body.
Yeah, we're drinking 0 Coronas right now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Chill out.
I love that. I thought we were running out of time or something. No. I love that each one of you has different projects solo. We were talking about how you've played with tons of artists. You also drop out music by yourself. But I read in an interview that some of you said that being in a band is like your comfort zone because it's where you find comfort with each other. And I feel like when I started working in radio, being with women felt different because there was like a sense of competition, and it was like, women pitting against each other, and it was rough. It was different. I was a pick-me girl, for instance. I was like, I'm not like other girls. But now it feels like we can celebrate girlhood, and it's like, I feel like I can talk about more about my femininity and being, like more open about that stuff without feeling judged. So how has like this femininity and this like girlhood, sisterhood been for you since the beginning? I mean, did you feel like at the beginning it was maybe harder, or like now you can actually be with your friends, or you've always felt like, this is my people, I've always felt empowered with them?
I think, I'm going to have a long answer for that one. So I'm going to just try and sum it up. I think there's always been like a real deep sense of camaraderie with the girls. And like we were just talking about, just like an intuitive nature, and playing music together. It's like it's our own language that we get to speak with each other that no one else really understands. So it kind of feels like this like secret club that we have that feels very like cozy and inspiring. I think having that, feeling those feelings, feels like, at least me, I feel like more equipped and more like geared up for the rest of the world. Like I feel very safe when I'm around them. When we're on stage and we're doing our thing, I feel like it's like my armor in a way. But that doesn't come with that does not come without complications. There's obviously dynamics, and like we are girls. It's very challenging. I think that we deserve like a proper medal for making 20 years of girl. It's really unheard of. I actually think, and I don't mark me this, but I think that we might be a band of all females that's been together the longest. I don't think like consistently playing, not like, like the Go-Go's I think still play stuff, but they took 30 years off, like for 20 years, consecutive 20 years, I don't think that there's actually been an all-female band that has done that, because it is challenging, but it's also very sweet.
Mm-hmm. That was an amazing answer. I don't know if I can add anything to that.
Yeah, and not just in a band. I mean, having 20 years in a relationship of anything, friendship, partners, it's insane. And I love how you said that, this comfort prepares you for like the world, because it seems like it's not just for music or your careers, but it's like it's a friendship, and it actually helps you through life, like your sisters, right?
Yes, definitely. I do feel that way, and I do feel like I feel safe and just like, okay, I don't know, if I'm not a nervous wreck or I'm not crippled with anxiety, and sometimes I can be that way on my own, and learning how to, when we're not together these days, I'm like learning how to own, my individualism, and like, I don't know, just feel that with myself. But it's been nice with them. I'm gonna keep going. So.
Yeah. No, it's good. Just one last question, because I'm not sure if you have to go, but throughout these 20 years, is there something you've learned about yourselves through Warpaint, through the music, through the friendship, through the experiences?
Jenny needs to burp. I've learned that when Jenny needs to burp, I can take over. Yeah, I can hold it down. God, I think so much. It's like really hard to pinpoint, because we've been doing this pretty consistently and pretty intensively for 20 years or 15 years for me, 20 years for you guys. And so you just don't know what's the band and what's your natural growth. But I would say just like learning how to be in a relationship, whatever the nature of that relationship is, knowing that I can be in a relationship, not with one other person, but 3 other people for 15 years, and we still adore each other and we understand each other better than we did 15 years ago, and we haven't murdered each other yet, and we have no plans to at the moment. Things could change, but if any of us die, where to look first. But I think it's given all of us confidence that we can have really solid relationships and friendships. And that I think the main thing I've learned personally is communicating. How to communicate effectively with people, not just to ask for what you want and to express your opinion. This is a safe space to do that, even though sometimes we disagree. I feel like I've learned how to express myself better and not shy away, and to face conflict head on, as opposed to resenting people. I think that's the success of our relationship.
I think that, spot on for sure. And I'll say, like, we're all incredibly hardworking. Like, when I reflect on the 20 years, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty, like, damn, we did that. We were like going. Yeah. It's pretty intense, but amazing, like, that we did that.
Yeah.
It's also awesome working with women. I feel like people are like, no, they're too complicated. No, they're really hard workers and really talented. I love working with women.
Para más conversaciones sobre las artistas que marcan la vanguardia musical, escuche Ibero 90.9, abierto las 24 horas del día en el 90.9 del FM y en www.ibero909.fm. Si pasa otra cosa buena, les avisamos por aquí y le damos un segundo aire. El guión y la voz de este episodio son de Daniel Maldonado y la postproducción de Ana Valencia, la vampiresa. Hasta la próxima.
Más podcasts, música y radio en vivo en ibero99.fm.